In this video, attempting to repair the Sony HC3 HDV Camcorder. And originally this was the parts one. This was the one that, someone took apart and the flash was no longer paired to the board and it was coming up the flash error. It had a bad transport because I pulled it parts to use for another one and so forth. Well, it turns out as I dug into this transport more, which I originally was just going to use as a parts transport for other camcorders, there was nothing wrong with it besides the fact that there was junk in, which was what was causing the clicking sounds. It actually went ahead and there was like little pieces of, I don't know, fiber or something, and then there was some actual, looks like to be a little bit of dirt and stuff that was actually in the gear and in the actual belt that goes to the capstan and stuff. That was actually what was causing the clicking sounds. So I actually went ahead and tore this transport completely apart. I also checked to see all the gears. There's not a single crack or stretch mark on it. Reassembled it, and the transport actually works fine. Now the other thing I had to repair was the board, and this board's actually paired to a flash, so this is the board I'm going to use. This was the board that was originally in, and I suspect I know what happened to actually this one here. I believe it had water because on the actual Sony memory stick there was pictures of boats and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened to it. So actually this was from the other one, the original one, the bad flash inside. I believe that's what took out, pretty much the processor stuff, because even if I changed the CCD and stuff, or CMOS sensors, not a CCD, it still doesn't work and does the clicking and stuff like that. So I used parts for this board to repair this board because the transport that's on this one here has a problem with the actual capstan itself, and I believe it has a shorted Hall sensor or something like that that's actually causing essentially to blow fuse, blew a transistor. There's a bad capacitor. It could have been the capacitor that took it out, I'm not sure, but either way it also blew the fuse protectors, and you can see there. And let me go and focus in. I had to replace, actually was this one that was bad, the big one there. And I went ahead and, because the heat and stuff, I actually damaged that one, so I had to replace pretty much all of them. But there was one that was bad, the capacitor was bad, it also transistor that went bad, so I replaced that. I'm hoping this board will work because this board and flash is paired together, and it'll be nice to have the whole entire camera working. We'll see. Either way it goes, I'm going to go and get this back into the assembly because I got the transport that I rebuilt, which I tested on another good main board that I had, and it works. No clicking, at least that I heard and stuff. I'll know when I fully reassemble it, but so far so good. It looks like removing pieces of what looks like to be some string or something, like hair din. You couldn't even really see. I saw it under the microscope. Took the pieces out, went ahead, retimed the transport, put it back together, and it seems to work fine. So hopefully it'll stay working. This transport here, I'll show you, I'll tear it down and show you how to tear one of these apart though. But either way it goes, I'm gonna get this mess together, and you can see I got parts everywhere. So I'm gonna get this board into the camcorder, and hopefully it'll live again and it won't be a parts camera no more. So I have the transport and main board back into the chassis. Figure I'll go and show you what it looks like as I put it back together, but there you go. Make sure you have all your connections in nice and even, and that they're all the way inserted like that, so that way then you don't have problems with dodgy connections. But it's all in, so I'm gonna go and get the rest of it back together pretty much. So here's the old transport. I was hoping to use it because all the gears are good. I ended up repairing the other one, so it doesn't matter anyway because the other ones didn't even have cracked gear. But either way it goes, the problem with this transport is the capstan motor, and I already took it out. I looked at it. It isn't dragging. I even went ahead and turned it manually by hand and everything like that. Something's shorted with it though. Every time that it tries to start it up, it ends up short-circuiting the main board and so forth. So it's the reason why this transport came out. So here's the Sony HC3 HDV Camcorder fully reassembled. And ironically, I was good, hopefully use the good transport, but that one turned out to have bad Capstan motor, which is what took out the main board in the first place. So I was able to repair the main board. I also was able to repair the actual parts transport I had, which turned out to be actually good because none of the take up or supply reel was cracked. None of the gears are cracked at all whatsoever. So I ended up doing a total rebuild, and what caused that problem was actually, like I said, there was some stuff, like a stringy kind of fiber stuff that was stuck around the belt, and there was also looked like some dirt, brown stuff. So I ended up having to tear it down, completely rebuilt it, and solved the problem. There is no more clicking now. So let's go and turn it on, and I'll show you that it fully works now. And you can see no more flash error either, because I ended up taking the good flash with the board, because the problem with this one originally was no power. So I ended up repairing this main board, took the transport from the clicking one that I had, that actually had the clicking problem during playback, rewind, or forward, or anything for the fact of matter. And now it's in there, and I made one good camcorder. No more error codes, so you can see there zoom works, of course. So I can zoom up. It does focus too. So everything's working. And then we'll go to tape transport, which is the most important part. And you can see there, it picked up time code already. We'll go and cancel that out. And we'll push play. And yep, you can hear how silent. And I'm putting the mic right up by the transport. There's no more clicking, so I can go ahead and go. Man, it sounds good to have this thing working again. Yep, so now I got another one of these working. And yep, it works like new. I ended up doing a total rebuild on that transport. Also went ahead and cleaned the mode switch and everything since I had it fully apart. So yeah, she sounds great now. Okay, and then we'll go back into play. And you can see there, it is fully working. And yes, there's audio. If I go ahead here, I just turned it down. But you can see there's audio. So yep. And then we'll go and eject it. And I'll try to show you what it looks like. Yep, and you can see it looks nice and shiny and like new again. Like I said, I had to tear this thing completely apart. It took a couple hours to do, but it got done. But there you go, that's how it closes. And there you go. So now I have another one, which this originally was just parts HC3 that I used to fix on the earlier video of one of these. Now I have this one working as well, and like I said, flash everything works too. I'll show that later once I actually I didn't bring a Sony flash memory card with me, but you can see there. Yeah, my bench is kind of a mess because I work on a lot of stuff. Either way it goes, it is fully working, so there you go. And here's some of the stringing stuff that I actually found that was lodged in the transport. Almost looks like kind of glue or something. I'm not sure what it is, but that was actually stuck inside where the belt turned to turn the actual pendulum gear that turns the reel tables and stuff. So not sure how that would have got in there. So here's both the Sony HC3 HDV camcorders. This was the one I fixed in a prior video, and this was actually the parts camera. So now they're both fully working, as you can see. And then we'll go ahead and go to play mode. I got tape in both of them. And we'll go ahead and start that. Hold on, I want to push it, but there you go. And you can see they are both working. And both silent now. Okay. So here you go. Go fast forward. Here, that one's pretty silent. Alright, and then we'll go. Okay. And then we'll both stop. We'll go fast forward on that one. We'll stop on that one. And you can see they're both fully functional now. Alright. Okay, we'll go back to play. Yep, so now I got both of them working. This was originally the parts one that actually fixed this one in the first video and stuff, and now they're both going, so there you go. Alright, so I'll go and show you that the flash is working on this one too, as I promised. So got this one set up for picture mode. I got the memory stick in this one currently right now. And if I go ahead and hit this here, and yeah, it does have a mechanical shutter and actually does have a flash to it. It's actually one of the unique cameras because these were actually 4 megapixel camera, but its unique feature is the fact that it has a flash on it, and also the fact too that it also has a mechanical shutter. So it's pretty unique for these because they usually didn't do that. You know, normally they just usually have a light and then it doesn't have no you know, mechanical shutter on them, but this is one of the few models that actually did. Pretty unique for its time.